Oh, another day. Oh, I don't have a watch on. I just went to check my watch and there's no watch on. Welcome to Genius Bar, everybody. Aren't you glad this week is my intro and I nailed it?
I'm not recording my audio, John.
Fuck me in my face. Fuck me in my face. God,
were you recording your audio?
Yes, of course I was. I'm a professional.
I'm sorry.
We only do this every week.
Testing. Hello. Okay, we're back. Now let's restart.
He's back. We're including it.
Oh, this is going?
Oh, this is going. This is going in. Hi, Sam. How are you?
Hey, man. I'm doing great. Welcome back to the favorite show, the Genius Bar. Da-da-da. It's 2024.
If it's not... Oh, my God, it is.
Did you forget,
it is
sweetie?
2024. Oh, we're going to die soon, Sam.
What was your resolution? What's your resolution for the show? Because I don't actually care about you, but what's your resolution for Genius Bar? I know what mine is for the year.
To be one family in one household and
hello? Did
money.
The internet die?
And make money.
Wow, how iconic! What an American capitalist we've got sitting here.
I don't have to make. We don't have to make all the money, just a lot of it.
Just a lot of it. Okay.
Yeah.
My resolution is personally for us to get an office with a dedicated in-person podcast set. That's my resolution. And what? Make a copious amount of money.
Make money. I can't. What do you have any New Year's resolutions for yourself, like a personal resolution?
Yeah, I mean, continue making friends. Don't be a dick. Hate Android users less.
Yeah.
Tweet less.
Tweet less. What?
Make more TikTok. Be a billionaire. You know, just
be a billionaire.
Yeah.
Really reaching for the stars.
Well,
I love it.
What about you?
My resolutions personally, I want to make stuff that matters. That's
like
my
you
resolution.
Just did? Like your dog?
Yeah, do more of that. I mostly made that in 2023, though. That doesn't even count.
No. But you're talking about things that matter. If you guys want to lose your mind, then what you need to do is go watch the newest Front Page Tech video made by the one and only Jon Prosser, guys. This documentary, Tim Cook, Apple, the house that Tim Cook built, full documentary, is just insane. Are we gonna get copyrighted by playing this? Are you gonna strike us?
Yeah, I will.
This video,
thank you.
I don't think people realize how much work you put into this. Like, I think if you skip around, you're like, oh, it looks really good, and there's like a lot of great shots, and like there's a lot of video. I just want you to talk about this first shot because I don't think people realize what you did to do this.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a working iPhone 4 that a fan sent. So I forget your name. I'm so sorry, but your iPhone 4 made it in the documentary. And it's fully working and it has iOS 5 on it. And so I just bought a 30-pin connector charger. I charged the phone up. The battery lasts maybe 2 hours if you pray for it. And we wanted this to be a practical shot of a real notification being sent in real time, but there was a couple challenges. One, I don't know if you have ever used an iPhone 4 in 2023 or 2024 that has iOS 5 on it and like tried to do anything with that. But it's kind of impossible because no apps work with that anymore, obviously, because, I mean, how would you possibly still be on this device? Apple's own like weather and stocks don't connect to this phone anymore. Nothing works on this phone.
What? Oh, even that, damn.
Yeah, and iMessage back in the day, you could not activate without a SIM card. So luckily, Sam and I, they're not currently a sponsor, but Sam and I luckily have worked with Mint Mobile a lot in the past, and so I have like 2 or 3 SIM cards that I had like in an envelope somewhere that I got put in this phone. I had to buy an adapter first of all because the SIM cards were a different size back then. And I got iMessage working, and basically had to recreate a live push notification. I had the Wall Street Journal. I don't know if it's on screen, but the Wall Street Journal notification that came in, I created that icon. Like, I watched a stupid YouTube tutorial about, like, from back then when that was like the style to like recreate the glossy icons. So what it was a text that came in that then I don't even know how to explain it. I texted this phone in real time at 3:55 p.m., changed the date and the time on the phone, obviously. And then I added, so this is like half of a wallpaper. I took a screenshot, texted that screenshot from the iPhone 4 to myself, put the Wall Street Journal icon that I made on it, and then set that as the wallpaper, but only that portion of it is the wallpaper. The time is real. It changes. The time is overlaid in post. And as well, the slide to unlock is also practical. That's in the real shot because you would be able to tell if it was just a picture that way. So it's like a mix of practical, a real notification coming into a real iPhone 4, and then post-production magic to make it all cohesive. Because I don't know if no one thought of this, because I didn't think of this, but you can't send a real-time message to a phone that is set in the past. So because I changed the time to 3:54 p.m. on October 5th, 2011, this phone couldn't get a text from my actual phone that's set in current time. So we had to like overlay the past time in post. We recorded 2 shots, and that time is overlaid from the second shot. Anyway, just for that shot alone was so many hours and days of just trying to make this stupid fucking phone work. And
dude,
but it was worth it.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. This documentary is obviously great. You guys got to go watch it. He's got a sick background. At
like 27 minutes in, there's a montage that happens towards the end of the video. That alone took 20 hours. Really cool. Like, just very that cool. Montage alone. Luke Miani's in it. Noah, our boy Noah's in it.
Saw that. Our boy Noah, we love him.
Yeah, just this montage alone took forever. A lot of this had been edited in advance. Like, this is, I think this montage might have been done 3 weeks ago. Dude. I'm not even sure. But, yeah, a lot of work, obviously. But, man, Sam, I had the most fun of my entire career, I think. It's like, it's right up there with doing an event with my best bud. And I was really sad when we released it. I was telling Sam, like, privately, I didn't expect to feel that way, but once we put it out, I became really sad because then I was like, what the fuck now? Like, I traveled with this, I took it with me everywhere. I've edited on planes. I've edited in other living rooms, like with a setup that I just constructed out of like a dollar store table. And like, I have taken this everywhere, worked on this for so long, every night for the past like month and a half. And, then it was over. But don't worry, because I instantly came up with a much better idea, and so that's going to be the next project.
But you said that's still going to be some time. Like, it's not coming out tomorrow, right?
No, okay. Just wanna check. Many time,
yeah. The next idea sounds phenomenal. I'm so proud of you. I'm very...
Oh, thank you,
This
Sam.
is one of those days where you uploaded and I was like, I'm just happy to see my bro win. I'm happy to see him do something that makes him happy.
Oh, okay. Nope. I'm not gonna tear up on a podcast.
Yeah, you
that
are.
Everyone's gonna watch. Nope.
Everybody, this is you right now.
Yeah, that's me. Thank you so much, Sam. It means a lot coming from you.
Serious.
There was serious. Obviously I was excited for everyone to see it, but there was like a select handful of people that I was real excited to be able to see because it's not my normal work, and like you were like top 3. I couldn't wait for you to see it, and I was texting them like, because obviously we're busy, and I was like texting him like, "Are you going to sit down and watch it yet?" Because I knew he was going to think about watching it on his phone, but he didn't watch it on his phone. Oh, thank God!
I did not. I watched it on my TV. He is the reason that I finally set up like my. Actually, I set up my Apple TV with like real speakers on my new 65-inch 4K OLED that I got for my moving gift. Yeah, it was beautiful. I mean, it was stunning. It sounded obviously phenomenal. You are really good at this. So I have some questions after watching this, right?
Okay, ask any questions you would like.
So you spend months working on this. Like, it looks insane.
Yeah.
Every single part of this video is something that you really haven't done before.
Yeah, you could say that.
What do you do next? Like, what's the next video you upload and when?
Well, Front Page Tech, obviously we still got to make that. It's still coming back. We have relationships and ads to do, and Front Page Tech is also like, we're going on 11 years. It's my baby.
Dude, that's so funny.
I don't know when the next, I would imagine the next Front Page Tech will come out within the next week or so.
Okay.
I just want to let the doc sit and give it its own time to simmer a little bit, but we do have responsibilities. Obviously, we do got to put Front Page Techs out again. Okay. So I would say within the next week or so, and just hope that the audience supports it and isn't like, ew. Like, what it, because I started to see tweets and people like, how are we going to watch Front Page Tech again? Like, after, and I kind of feel that way too. It's like once I've shown what I can do, if I actually challenge myself, it's hard to go back to the thing that I can do in my sleep.
See, but I disagree, because I also don't think people realize how much it takes you to edit. Like, dude, like, I remember you would spend hours just doing like a 5-second funny edit in a Front Page Tech. Yeah. So it's like, I think I don't think that I think you're comfortable with Front Page Tech, but I don't also think that's a bad thing, because I think when you have something that works and resonates, like, sort of you talking about like your 2024 resolution is to make things that matter. Right. Mm-hmm. It was funny when you said that, because I feel like initially I was like, oh, I should feel jealous because I'm not doing that. But that wasn't it at all. It was like, I'm actually really happy with, I'm happy with where I've been pushing my content as well. Like, I feel like I'm finally hitting my groove of like, I want to show you the new Apple stuff before it happens and make you feel like it's real. Because in some cases, who knows? Parts of the video could be real.
Well, like, that's I texted this to Sam when his newest video came out, because Sam and I have had conversations about like how much you, Sam, have looked up to Philip Everything Apple Pro throughout the years, and I just wanted to take a second to like have you recognize that you are that now, like, for this generation of like YouTube and stuff. And I don't think you slow down enough to just sit with that and like give yourself the credit for that, because that's actually insane. Like, actually insane.
Nobody can replace Philip. Everything Apple Pro, the GOAT.
I love Philip.
Yeah.
But he not doing what you're doing. I'm just saying, like, that it is what it is. I would love for him to come back and also like, you know, compete as well. But I mean, for as much as like Everything Apple Pro was for you growing up, like, you are that now for a lot of people and have filled that void incredibly well, better than I think you could have anticipated. And I feel like you never slowed down enough to really be like, oh damn, I'm him.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I'm very, very happy. I like personally, for my most recent video from Apple Park. I was able to do this.
We're watching.
Got an ad. Yeah, I mean,
it looks insane.
Yeah, this video, it was a weird thing where I think it's the first time I've made a video in a while that I didn't really care what happened. Like, I wonder if you feel like this way about the doc. Like, you put your all in it. Yeah. So even if people didn't care or didn't do something, I was like, let me circle back. Nothing is worse to me as like somebody who makes things than having to put something out that I don't like and other people do like.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to think of a video that I put out that I could like sort of highlight where I just didn't like the way it looked. I mean, there's countless examples. Most of my videos where I don't like the way it looks.
When you said that, I have a little list in my head.
The color's off. I know that the audio could have been better. The lens I use is just okay. The story's all right. And like, even if it gets 100,000 views, it's just like,
yeah,
cool. I don't know.
We're victims of deadlines a lot more than people realize, I think.
Yeah, but it's like when I look at this video and, you know, filming it at Apple Park is obviously just beautiful, right? I mean, just look at Apple Park.
It's crazy.
It's a stunning place.
Did
They've created.
I know that's a new lens. Did you use a lens from them or a camera from them, or did you upgrade for this?
No, I was I got a new. I'll give my secret away to make the background blur look. Oh, also, just should we say the fact everybody thinks this is a green screen?
Yeah, I don't know if that's the greatest compliment you could get, or
Yeah, this is.
It is 100% not green screen, and it was.
Yes.
As a person, I am disappointed that so many people just assumed green screen.
Yeah, like on my life, this is not a green screen. So for everybody that's like, oh, he just put green screen behind him, this is not a green screen.
Yeah. And
Also,
as someone that uses a green screen 100% of the time, I know all the telltale signs. There's not one single hint of green screen in this.
Yeah, you can just. I mean, the lighting around me. Also, the background is not flat. Like the tree in the background is real. The table is real. These are like.
You should reach back there next time just to prove it to people.
Yeah. Well, hey, maybe in my next video, maybe I start having a little bit of fun. My next video, I move to a different spot in Apple Park, and I got another really cool background. I'm incredibly excited for people to see. So it's
Is it weird having to film on their time instead of being able to film at like 3 a.m. like you usually do?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely been quite a schedule traveling back and forth and whatnot, but you know, it's just been such a great opportunity to be there that, I mean, you can't say no to filming right where Tim Cook has stood. I haven't met Tim yet though. Like, again, obviously he's busy, but you know,
a little bit.
And then you can tell when I'm back home somewhere, right? Like I'm at home right now. This is my set. You can tell it's a little bit different.
A little bit different than Apple Park. Yeah, you could say that.
Just a bit. But
just a tad.
Yeah, I mean, I am so happy with how that video looks. I'm really proud with my pacing. Even you made a comment about the pacing, that there wasn't much fat.
Oh yeah, it's like you totally changed. Like it wasn't just okay, new location, new look for the video. You also
and then it goes
there's an ad. You are completely different in this video, and I just hope that people noticed. This video is probably your most polished video you've ever put out.
Thank you. That first of all, that means a lot because I feel that way, and I was hoping that other people felt that way. And like, yeah, I mean, I even like the render and the work that like Shay Concept Central did in is phenomenal. Like our renders are great,
amazing.
You know, there's always gonna be a couple things that we get wrong, but it's like nobody actually knows 100% the design yet. So we're until the CADs come out, which are like documents.
The Apple Circle will put out a fucking video where the first 30 seconds they're like, the iPhone 16 is gonna fold and have a fucking laser keyboard. You're gonna be able to video call. There's an app video call Tim Cook directly anytime you want. Or really, will that be let's talk about that. This video is sponsored by Squarespace. That's every Apple Circle video fucking ever.
I think my favorite concepts are when people are putting a mini like Apple Watch screen behind here, like they're putting
which
one
I have done
right there. I've seen that. I was kind of a minor call it, but yeah, it's just like, yeah, there's people that I feel like there were, you know, I guess one of the big corrections that we'll make in like our next set of renders is I thought for sure that the dynamic island would be getting smaller this year, and previous rumors had suggested it, and because we haven't seen like a final design, I was like, I don't know. It just kind of makes sense for like 2 years in. Are they really going to do the same phone? Like, if you don't change that, what's different on the 16 Pro? And I think that's sort of going to be a problem that Apple runs into. Is it seems like they were real chill with the 16 Pro based off of like just more recent rumors about it's basically going to look the same but with a new button. I mean,
they've got one of the biggest products in the last decade about to drop. Like, what do you want them to do with the iPhone right now?
I want it to be fun.
What is there to do?
But yeah, so it's like obviously it looks like we got.
Look at this fucking video, dude.
What'd you say?
I said, look at your video. Look at this video. Sorry, audio listeners, you're really missing out this week. But go watch Sam's latest video. Insane looking.
Thank you. Hey, not as insane as what you did though.
Oh, well, I worked too long, and that was. Too long. That's a special occasion.
We have to do the production Olympics. No, yours was actually better. Oh, yours was better.
No, stop it. Yours was better.
Stop it.
I really feel like, and I didn't see this coming, but you and I really came out 2024 swinging for the fences.
Yeah, it kind of. I feel like
we didn't do that on purpose, but it just kind of happened.
You know when women's periods sync up when they hang out a lot.
Our cycles are synced, yeah.
I kind of feel like our cycles have synced. I mean, did we or did we not both put out our again? And comparing what we do to each other is always silly. I've always thought that's stupid because we're two different people, but I think that's why we get along so well. It's like, yes, a lot of time we are talking about the exact same subjects, but the way we do it is totally different, and I think we both like the way that we do it.
And I think that really works for our audience too, because you don't have to pick one. You can watch us both talk about the same thing.
Yes. And I feel like that's what I think is great about this podcast is like, if it was like just two people that cover the exact same topics, you'd be like, for example, if me and Everything Apple Pro had a podcast, yeah, it would be kind of talking and doing the same thing at this point.
Yeah.
But you are just, you're in your own lane. I feel like I am in my own lane now. And yeah,
well, I feel
really
like
cool to come
more
out.
than ever, like, okay, I think we've been fairly different. Genius Bar is going on what, 3 years?
Insane.
What?
By the way.
What the fuck? Okay, so Genius Bar is going on 3 years. And since then, obviously, like, our audiences have been heavily intertwined, going back and forth. And we have been different enough to where, like, people are watching both of us talk about the same thing and have been for 3 years. But right now feels like such a special moment, like, for the community, because we're both carving our own path. And it's a very interesting time because, like, if you look at the last video you just posted compared to, like, the stuff that you were doing even a year ago, it's not the same. Yeah. It's not the same thing. It's like a completely different path that you've taken since rebranding to Apple Track. And it's just super exciting to see you, like, show up on my TikTok all the time. But, like, as a popular TikToker, and it's insane to see your growth across social and doing something that, like, I just couldn't imagine doing. Like, there's certain things that you're good at that I'm just not, and it's really cool to see you grow across social and build, like, a name for Apple Track successfully. Because but it happened on Genius Bar when that was just a concept of, like, you thinking about rebranding and then how nervous you were about rebranding, and now being able to fast forward and see it work out so well. It's such a cool thing for me as your co-host, but also I hope as people that, like, you know, that watch the podcast and geniuses get everything first. They get all of our ideas first. They heard about the Tim Cook documentary first. They knew that it was being worked on. Like, all of this stuff. They knew about your new set. They knew you were going to a special location for these videos. So it's like, I'm really grateful for the platform that we have, and it's really cool to be able to share these little moments with the people that I genuinely believe that the people watching and listening to this right now are the core audience. So the people that watch us both individually and then show up every week for an hour, 2 hours. Last week, almost 3 fucking hours of Genius Bar to watch.
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you for all that. That's very kind. And it means a lot, for real. So thank you. Second of all, I really love the audience. It's been great to see, you know, it's been cool to see them, you know, get so excited for you and what you're doing. It's been cool to, it's been cool. It's been cool to challenge myself in new ways and make more progress on my mission. Like, my mission is I want Apple Track to, or I guess me broadly, because, like, I'm just Sam on TikTok. Like, I want to be.
I'm just Sam.
Anyway. Yeah, I want to be. When you think about Apple and what they're doing, I don't even want there to be a beat that skips in your brain of, like, oh, I wonder what he's. Oh, I got to learn more. I go to Sam.
Oh, yeah.
I go to Apple Track. Like, I want them to be synonymous. I don't want it to be like, well, these other people, you know, they kind of cover Apple, but they kind of cover a million other things too. And I only watch some of their videos. Like, I really want to cultivate this audience of people like me that are just like, I just freaking love Apple, man.
Yeah. Hey, Sam, I don't know if you've heard of this cute little thing. It's getting really popular. It's called AI.
Oh, yeah. I know quite a bit about AI. In fact, John,
there's no shortage of AI tools out there, you know?
I actually am an AI. You know how?
You are? That explains so much. Okay, listen, for the rest of you listening, if you want to get involved with AI, our favorite platform for containing all of our documents in one space, working as a team on projects, Notion, they sponsor today's episode. And not only do they sponsor today's episode, they also have a brand new AI tool. It's amazing. Fully integrated Notion AI helps you work faster, write better, and think bigger, doing tasks that normally take you hours in just seconds. Save time and write faster by letting Notion AI handle your first draft, jumpstart a brainstorm, or turn your messy notes into something a bit more polished. You can even automate tedious tasks like summarizing meeting notes, finding next steps. Notion AI does all of this and more and frees you up to work on the stuff that you want to work on. Be more creative. Let Notion handle the rest of the stuff. Have you even tried this, Sam?
I have been using Notion for months, and it has absolutely changed my workflow in a way that I just can't describe unless you try it for yourself. I use the app every time I record. I use the app every time we do a podcast. I use the app every time I want to feel like a damn AI. And right now, you guys can try Notion for free when you go to notion.com/genius. That's all lowercase letters, notion.com/genius to try the powerful, easy-to-use Notion AI today. And when you use our link, you're supporting our show. Of course you guys are. Thank you so much. Notion.com/genius.
Thank you so much, Notion.
Yeah, it's just what I care about. It's funny. Like I met somebody again the other day and they were like, "Oh, so you're going to expand out and start doing all tech?" And I was like, that's the worst decision that I can make is to try to be Marquez Brownlee. Like, why would I be Marquez Brownlee when Marquez Brownlee already exists? And why would I just want to be everything Apple Pro? Like, that's why I do different things in video styles, like serious topics, rather than only leaks and rumors.
Yeah.
It's about finding your lane, and that's just last thing I want to say on this. If you are somebody that like wants to do YouTube, TikTok, whatever, this is one of the best quotes that I've ever come up with that I stand by. That is, don't take the whole puzzle that somebody's already put together. Just take a piece. You can take a piece and you'll still mostly, that person's thing is still intact. You take the whole thing, you're just Jon Prosser. You're just Luke Miani. You're just somebody else. Just take a piece that you really like. For example, John, for me, is like something I've learned. I mean, I've learned a billion things from you. Like one big thing that I learned from you was thumbnails. Like thumbnails and titles are everything. Not everything, but a big thing. And so
people
again,
don't
it's
watch
like,
it, they don't click.
Yeah, how do I take a piece of what John's recipe is, which is like great thumbnail and title, without being like, oh, that's a Jon Prosser thumbnail. It's like, well, how do I make a thumbnail for me?
Yeah.
And yeah.
I mean, you, in a lot of ways, this is such a weird episode. You, in a lot of ways, have you inspired the docs in a way that I don't think you realize. Like,
what?
Okay, I'm really bad at a lot of things, but something I'm really good at, and will toot my own horn over, is I know what I'm good at and I know what I'm not good at. I'm good at being self-aware. And when I'm not good at something, I will reach out to the people that are better than me at it. Like I am not a good writer. The Tim Cook documentary, I wrote portions of that, but the main narrative of, instead of going through everything that Tim Cook has done and focusing on just a pinnacle moment of one event, the 2014 event in September tells the whole story that we would tell. You can get everything you need to know about Tim Cook out of that one event, instead of going, and then he did this, and then slowing down the emotional roller coaster of, okay, and then this, and then this. We had to find ways to keep ramping up and simplify the story. And there's certain emotional beats in there, like focusing on the whole video just building to one event in 2014, and that's the whole premise of the video. The whole premise of this documentary is a genius, master stroke of writing from Brian. I would not have thought of that, and though the documentary would have still looked and sounded great, and the music would have been great, it wouldn't have hit the same emotional points that it did if he wasn't writing it. And so
let's give it up for Brian Shoup.
Give it up for Brian, everybody. Incredible writer.
Great guy.
And one of the things that inspired us doing this and wanting to carve our own path was a realization that in this specific environment of making these specific videos about Apple, I cannot compete with you. And I'm not looking to compete with you. And that was a realization that helped us want to try to do something that we're uncomfortable with and work on stuff that we've never worked on before. Because trying to run parallel with you will outpace me, I think. You care more. I don't think people understand. Okay, we're into this about the same amount of time, right? You're going on year 11 of your career.
Yeah.
And you're still so fucking excited. Like, you're more excited now than you probably ever have been. And you're on year 11. Like, it's still fresh and it's still exciting to you. And there's a level of care. Like, this is a positive episode, so I'm not going to mention any names, but a lot of YouTubers that you watch covering the same stuff Sam covers are just going to show you screenshots from other stuff, concepts from other people, or just like pictures from Mac Rumors. The level of attention to detail and care that Sam is putting in to give you information in a way that feels fresh, and like a way that he's bringing these products to life that aren't announced yet, is something that like I don't hope to compete with. And I think that doing this gives us both the path of better success. Like, instead of trying to run parallel with you, I'm letting you carve that road and create your own space. And that encouraged me to carve my own road and my own space. And I genuinely do not think that these docs would exist without you. And that's something that I don't think that I've like said to you. It doesn't, because it feels like when I say it out loud, it feels like it's coming from a place of jealousy. But I assure you, I'm not jealous. I want to see you win, and I think that's why I'm taking a couple steps back and reevaluating what I'm doing, because I can't make the same style videos or talk about the same topics in a way that I think gives the same value that it does if someone just turns on your video.
See, I feel it's so funny that you say that, because I feel the same way about like my videos that I make now. It's like you were doing like the leaks thing of like, here it is. Here's the new thing. That was so fun to watch. And I think you were really good at that. And yeah, I was like, how do I do that one better?
Yeah, how do I do? But like but now it's not just.
But
like,
again, not in a jealousy or in a healthy competitive way, not like I want John to not succeed. That's never been it. It's like, I think we just like are very similar in like how our brains operate, right?
Yeah.
Like we want to do some cool shit that we push ourselves with. And I think we're sort of both finding the path that like we're both the best good at, because I just want to say this, like, I think the reason I've been struggling so much with my iPad video that I want to make, or like some mini doc for me, is I'm like, number one, it's not going to be as good as what John did. And number two, I don't have the patience and the care that he has, because seeing
that's how I feel about like the rumors and stuff. I don't have the same patience and care that you have.
And I think the answer is, I don't have the passion for storytelling in the way that you have. I love telling a story. Yeah. But I've got so many day-to-day roadblocks that like I feel like can like, and Luke Beyond is good at this too. I just really struggle with like touching a project, taking a break for a couple of days, touching a project, taking a break for a couple hours. And you keep going back to it, right? To make it really, really good. I can only do like one thing at a time. It's like I'm filming this video, I'm editing it tomorrow, it's getting uploaded the next day. Next project. Like it's so hard for me to like where I've written this iPad video. Like John, I wrote it, I haven't touched it in a week because I've lost all my gumption to write it. Like and you know why? Because I don't actually care about the video. It's not a compelling enough story for me to say, yes, I need this is important. Right.
But that's the challenge. I love that feeling. Like that feeling that you're feeling where it's like, it doesn't feel worth it to proceed. You're just one idea from like getting right back into it. Like if it's making you second guess the video, it must not be good enough yet. And that is such an awesome fucking feeling, because that's our job, is to come up with the thing that makes it good enough.
Yeah. And for me, I'm just like, but it's so funny because it's like, for me, I just want to make a Vision Pro latest leaks and rumors video because I'm actually excited for that.
Yeah.
Like, and that it takes less time, but it's also just like, no, I fucking love being the dude that gets to show people things that I've seen online that they haven't seen. Yeah. Because I love seeing it for the first time. And it's like the privilege of a lifetime to get to show people these things Even if it's just like the iPhone 15, this is out. It's not unreleased stuff that only.
And it's like
excites me.
contagious too. Like when you're talking about stuff, I go from not giving a single fuck to like, okay, you're like working me up, you're gassing me up about this.
And it's the reason that, you know, I don't know, like the meme of me wanting to go to Apple events, right? It's not like, it's not that you get more views, and it's not that people care more when you have the product. Like, that's not actually why I want that. Mm-hmm. I want it because I love touching these new products, and I want to do it as soon as I can. That is ultimately why I do this job. It is not for the money. It is not for like the other million benefits. And like, again, I'm so lucky to do what I do. But at the end of the day, I don't wake up to be like, iPhone 16 rumors. And it's like, it's crazy because like you said, John, like I've talked to the biggest tech YouTuber behind the scenes and asked them what they're excited about for the new iPhone. And they will deadpan be like, and people can deduct who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
My point being, I'm just grateful for the energy and excitement that I have because I've seen people behind the scenes that have been doing this job for about the same time as us. And they are just, it's just a paycheck to them, which is fair. I'm not here to be like, you need it to be this. I'm just like, I'm so glad that for me, it is not like, oh, I have to do an iPhone 16 video. Or for you, it's like, I have to do another stupid doc. Like, oh my God. No, you're like, dude. And like, just hearing your ideas for like the next project you're working on is insane.
I mean, I came up with like, I seriously thought I was done. I was going to take a break and just chill for a second. But like, I can feel that right now is not the time to take a break. Right now is not the time to slow down. And it's just about carrying the momentum forward. Like, I was really worried. Like, how the fuck do we top what before it was released? Like, obviously, I saw it a lot before everyone else. And there was times when I'm working on it, like, how the fuck am I ever going to top this? And I felt the same way about our last doc about the Apple Watch. Like, this is so good. What could I possibly do that's better than this? The Tim Cook one is like 3 times the quality of that. And I couldn't have anticipated that. And so then I'm like, fuck, what am I going to do with this Tim Cook stuff? After this is over, what do I possibly do? And last night, it hit me all at once, the next thing, and it is, I can tell you with utmost confidence, it is miles ahead of what we just did. And I hope that we've like established some trust here with the Genius Bar audience, because I told you guys first, I'm working on this Tim Cook documentary, and it's the best thing I've ever worked on. And people on Twitter are like, "Of course you're going to say that." But now you understand. Like, there were people in the comments, which I love. I love this so much. There were people in the comments of that video being like, "Holy shit! I remember you first talking about this on Genius Bar. You weren't lying." And so now when I tell you the next thing we're working on is 5 times, quite literally, the amount of work and the amount of quality that we just put out.
Yeah,
I am not lying to you. I'm not overhyping this. I don't know when. I'm sorry. I don't know when I can tell you when it's coming out. I don't know because it just popped in my head.
Yeah,
but
it's fresh.
And we're like collaborating with other people on this next time. And I think that what I thought was my best video ever, the Tim Cook documentary, has now ended up just being a proof of concept for this next thing. Because now when we present this next idea to other people that we're getting involved, they'll trust that we'll handle it appropriately because we can show them what we just did with the Tim Cook documentary. And
dude.
I'm fucking pumped, dude. I'm so excited. And I'm so grateful to everyone that watched and gave that video a chance. I know it's long. I know it's 30 minutes. It was 45 minutes, so you can thank me.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, we cut out 15 minutes.
What did you cut out? Like, I'm curious what parts you decided to axe.
We went into like there was more stuff after the 2014 event that we covered, like the logistics of stuff. And there was a portion at the beginning of like how Tim actually helped build the iMac. Like, I don't think people realize how much of a genius he is. Mass production being done in months was not a thing that occurred before. Like, Steve going from, I have this vision of iMac, to being able to announce it. Tim Cook made that a reality in 5 months. He built enough iMacs and established enough relationships to manufacture that product that blew up, and they could only ship that many of them because Tim Cook was able to make that many of them. It was insane how long it took to manufacture a product before Tim Cook came in and streamlined everything. And now everything is like mass production is like the iPhone 16 comes out and mass production will happen like a month before that. It is incredible. It's insane what he's done behind the scenes to the industry. There was a portion about Apple Silicon. Like, Apple Silicon would not exist without Tim Cook. And it exists because of his long-term relationship with TSMC building silicon for the iPhone. And the transition to ARM in the industry would not have occurred if Tim Cook had not established a long-term relationship to make that a reality. He could see so far into the future. He could see that Macs were going to go to ARM, and he established the appropriate manufacturing tools and relationships to make that a reality that would not exist if he hadn't planned 10 years ahead. That's incredible, and that was part of the doc, and we just decided that it slowed down the emotional roller coaster too much, so we took it out. Anything that started to feel like it slowed us down, we didn't want to give the viewer a chance to breathe, basically. That's why it keeps ramping up, and then you don't get to breathe until the end. And anytime that I felt like anytime I was editing and I felt like I could go and sit and relax, we cut it. There were specific beats like Tim Cook it's ramping up, and then Tim talks about Steve meeting with him in 2011, and we dropped that audio. We made that portion quieter, so you were forced to sit up and listen. Just little details like that.
See, you're just on a different level, bro.
It's just little details of that where we made Tim 70% of the volume I was talking at, so that you had to listen to him. And it was just anything that slowed it down, we cut it, and so it went from 45 minutes to 31 minutes, and I'm just so grateful that you watched, that you set up a TV to watch it. I'm grateful that to the people that sat down and watched it and gave it a chance, because we want to push the boundaries of what a YouTube video is going to be. There were people commenting I can't believe this was free. There were ads on it, obviously, but I think I'm addicted to that feeling now. I want people to question how the fuck they got that for free.
Yeah, that's what I love, and that's what I love about YouTube. I love that it's free. You hate that feeling when you want to watch that new show and it requires you to subscribe to this new streaming service. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that model, the streaming service replaced cable, sure, but especially with Netflix raising prices and cutting people off accounts, I feel like people are getting fed up with paying for stuff. I'm fed up with it. And just, the fact that you can go on YouTube and watch something like that, that was the only downside for us is there was no sponsor in that video, which was on purpose. We didn't want to interrupt the experience, but especially moving forward, if we're gonna commit to doing more of these, we've got to obviously pay the bills still, and this next project is going to require a budget, and so there's got to be creative ways to include sponsors and stuff. And I think sponsors are great. I think ads during totally acceptable, because if you want to, you can skip. When I watch ads on YouTube, a lot of the time I will skip. Sometimes there's one that I like, otherwise I'll just skip over it. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's something I really like, and there's a lot of cool tech. I think it's fun that we get to promote a lot of technology and stuff. And
we're at a really good spot in our career where we don't have to say yes to any bullshit product that gets dropped in our inbox.
Yeah.
We actually any what does that mean?
That thing I told you about.
Well, nah, that's still great. That's still great. I wish people, by the way, people even just this past week, I don't want to dive into the topic, but a couple people shared a clip from Genius Bar from maybe 2 years ago that was suddenly relevant now.
Genius Bar based.
But how the fuck do you remember that was even said? Yeah. Find the clip, share the clip, and so it makes me wonder, think about how many times you and I have sat down on this show with Sarah Dietschy, and we're tired, we're burnt out, we don't really know what we're doing next, and now look at how excited we are. That all happened on Genius Bar.
Yeah, dude. No, somebody asked me what my 10-year plan was.
The next 10 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I said, honestly, I don't want to be doing Apple Track and TikToks every day when I'm 35, but I'd love to be doing my podcast.
Oh,
and
God,
I said, I
35
have
is
a
5
feeling
years
for
from
my
now for
business
me.
partner. I was like, I have a feeling you would say something similar.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm not going to go into it publicly here, really, right now. There's a time and a place for that. But I've mentioned it to Sam. There's like a plan in place for the day that I don't want to do Front Page Tech, the show, anymore, and I think it's crazy that my heart is okay with that, and would still pursue this podcast. Like I'm still. I have a feeling like as long as podcasts are still a viable option, you know, like I don't know how popular they'll be in 10 years, but like this podcast might outlive every like individual project I have, which is crazy to say because it was such like just on a whim.
Yeah.
Text message from you. Hey, we should do a podcast together.
And we didn't even know each other.
We
like, I
had
literally
no
did not know
fucking-
you at all. I was just like, hey, man, just an idea. What if we, like, maybe did a show together? Okay, bye.
And it's like the second longest project I've ever worked on. Like, no Front Page Tech related podcast ever lived this long. Like,
No,
Recycle
same with
Bin went
mine.
like 100... No. Sorry. Didn't even make that. I think Recycle Bin went like 44 episodes. The FPT podcast back in the day went 112 episodes. It's insane. Like, and
my podcast did not.
and I never dread this either, which is special. Like for me, like on every other thing that, especially if I've had to be on a schedule and show up and be accountable to other people to like record a podcast or something. Fuck, I would just dread it or like make an excuse to not show up and But if you're watching and you're wondering like what our plans are, no matter what the plans are, you can be confident as a genius listener and watcher that we're
not going anywhere.
We're more committed to this show than ever, and it's not going anywhere.
You've got us for at least another decade, I'd say.
Holy fuck. What are we even going to look like? Imagine all the clips people have of us then.
Dude, I hate that. I feel like I'm already looking at images of me where I'm like, I looked a little younger.
Yeah, dude. Just on Genius Bar alone, like I look at myself from a few years ago. I'm like, oh, first of all, I was like massive, but also I looked way different. Like I looked younger and.
Yeah, dude. I'm halfway through the 20s. I'm about to be 26 in March, but at the same time, I feel like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be right now. It's the first time in a couple years that I'm like, even though things are unsure, there's a lot changing.
I agree.
I leave for like Japan tomorrow. I don't know. There's just a lot changing in my life. I just am like, this feels like just being in LA, like just the people I've been meeting and the opportunities that have already come to me.
Yeah,
I'm just.
I feel that way too. I think that's entirely accurate. Like if I think back to this time last year, I didn't know. I was just doing. Everything was on autopilot. I was just doing it to do it because it's my job. But right now I can see the vision for the end of 2024. Like I can see where I'm going to be, and I can see that so clearly. And that feels so good to finally like feel like I have a plan and feel like I'm doing something that matters to me. Like, I'm not saying Front Page Tech doesn't matter, because it does. Like, the news doesn't matter, but I make Front Page Tech to make people laugh and spend 10 minutes. If they're going through a hard time, spend 10 minutes with me. I'll help you forget about it for a second. That matters to me a lot. And I want to keep doing that. But I feel challenged for the first time in a long time. I feel very excited for the first time in a long time. And I feel like I'm doing my own thing. And
yeah, you are. I can assure you, nobody else is doing it.
It's just like
thinking the way you're thinking.
I feel like you said, our cycles are synced, which is, I think this would be a much different vibe if only one of us was like locked in for the year or was feeling pretty good. Because I don't know, if I saw you this excited and I didn't have anything for me that I felt this excited about, I'd be kind of jealous, I think.
And here's the thing, bro. I think the amount of times I felt jealous throughout knowing you are honestly a lot. Like, I remember like FPT getting like 100,000 views an episode and still on average getting way more views than me. I think for a while I was just, it's human to be like, well, I want that. Mm-hmm. I want that. Why does he have that? What is he doing? Yeah. And it's like, obviously you hear all those thoughts, and at the end of the day, like something I learned through therapy that was really helpful is like at the end of the day, thoughts are just thoughts. They don't mean that you don't want your friend to win. They don't mean anything. They don't even reflect anything about you necessarily. It's just like he has nailed what he's good at. So how do I nail what I'm good at?
Yeah. I think
how do I, you know, if Apple doesn't want to invite me to events, what other avenues can I?
Anyway.
Yeah, like, right? Like, how do I create my reality? And like, I feel the same way, dude. I was sort of looking at like my video idea list for this year. I'm not even talking about TikTok or anything else. Like,
I know of like 2 or 3 off the top of my head that are like, it's one of those things where like, yeah, literally only you can pull that off. And I keep bugging him about his, because I almost said Tim. Sam has been working on a doc as well, and I have been. There's just certain things that I know you're working on that I am excited to see, and I'm like desperate for a tease or a preview of any of them. So I can't wait for the audience to like, 1, know what these projects are, and 2, see them.
Yeah.
If only you had more time.
Yeah, I know. This one that it's like a sponsor needs to be in it. It's supposed to be out soon. And it's just like, I know to actually try, it needs to be something that I spend, like you did, a while on to be proud of it. And it's like, at the end of the day, I'd rather lose a big sponsorship if they get mad.
Yeah.
And it would hurt, but I'd rather lose a big sponsorship than just put out a video to put out a video. Because I also have totally shifted my mentality like with YouTube. It's like, I have to put something out every so many days.
Yeah.
And it's like, I've realized.
I don't feel like that right now.
Yeah. I don't know I feel like if you've had this thought, I don't want to waste my audience's time with bullshit.
Yes.
Early YouTube me, I put out so many videos just to fill, it's been 6 days. It's been 4 days.
Yeah.
You have to get this up for a video. And like something I've been doing is like really pushing myself to be like, okay, I do have this deadline. I do need income. I do need this sponsor money. What video do I make? And it's like, I'm really, really, I'm just like thinking, I just feel like my perspective is rejuvenated. Like, it's like, how do I make the best video? And of course, there are going to be times when I fall short. I'm sure there will be a video this year that I have to put up that is like, this just has to go up.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be the most amazing thing ever because that's life, and not every video can be your most amazing video. You'll literally never make anything except once a year if you think like that.
Yeah.
So it's like sometimes you have to go and challenge yourself in other ways. But yeah, I'm fucking excited, especially, dude, because we're both doing this at the time Vision Pro.
Yeah.
Did you see when it's coming?
Nope. I have been in my own little world. No, I have not seen. I mean, I think the end of the month, right? The end of January.
Look at this. Apparently, people in China are saying that they've heard like the 26th, 27th is when it will go on sale. Mark Gurman has doubled down, saying like it is imminent.
Saturday, January 27th. That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Well, actually,
it would be Friday the 26th here.
Well, also, Gurman pointed out that the original iPhone launched on a Saturday.
Oh, really?
Original iPhone, or maybe it was original iPad. I think it was original iPad. Sorry,
wow.
I got that wrong. But yeah, apparently, like, let me just go over to Apple Track on our favorite platform.
Friday
X.
tracks for me.
Dude.
That's normal release, right?
Yeah, I mean, Friday would be pretty average, but...
Gurman I got fucking hacked. I just saw that. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, we have to talk about that too, dude. But yeah, Gurman says it is imminent, dude. Wait, what does this say? I will for development. Looks like I have to cancel. Wait, that's so funny. I'm also going to Japan now. Whoa, that's actually wild. Oh, but yeah, basically.
But you get back.
I mean, dude, this
time,
is right. Yeah, I will be back, and I actually Luke's gonna be with me. I don't know if I doxed him or I'm supposed to say that. I'm sure that he's gonna tell when he's there. But yeah, we've both made a pact that we will pay whatever it takes to get back to the U.S., even if it's mid-trip. Even if we are in the mountains of Japan skiing, and we see a tweet, we are fucking leaving, getting on a jet, and flying home to buy it.
Uh-huh.
We've decided.
Oh man,
That's
like,
how much. You told me. I'm gonna spoil you a little bit.
okay, go ahead.
You told me off air that you were getting excited about Vision Pro.
Yeah, I'm getting pretty excited. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm excited.
Dude,
Well,
it's gonna be so sick.
Well, even like, it's the dock, dude. It like, even me, the person that made it, watching it changes my perspective. Like being able to see the clips of AirPods come out where Brian Tong and Luke make fun of it, and then the iPhone XR where Lou, what a fucking moron in that clip, saying that Apple doesn't understand the market, like goofy shit. And then being able to also see me say the same thing about Vision Pro now. Like the montage didn't have me in it at first, but we felt it wasn't fair. Like, of course, it's easy to show people being wrong in hindsight 10 years later. So I felt like in order to include Luke, because he's a good friend, and in order to include other clips like that, I also have to be fair and show clips of me in current times shitting on Vision Pro. And just like the track record says that this is going to go well. And I still have my doubts about Vision Pro, but I'm much more optimistic and like I'm rooting for it. And so I'm excited to try it. I'm excited to see everyone's reaction. And I'm excited to see a new, like, I mean, I kind of remember like when the first iPad came out, and I kind of remember the YouTube videos and everyone talking about the Apple Watch when it came out. But there's just a certain atmosphere when a new product line drops like this that I'm excited to see how my friends talk about, because now you all are my friends. It's not just a random YouTube video that I'm watching. And so I'm really excited to see all that happen.
So I had a realization about the Vision Pro that made it just like the final cog. It made me say, I don't know. It clicked.
Okay.
Immediately.
What it is?
Everyone, including myself, has been comparing Apple Vision Pro to the iPhone, to the iPad, or the Apple Watch.
Gotcha.
Correct or wrong?
That is correct.
Everybody's saying, how does Apple think they're going to sell this $3,500 thing? There's just no way.
Mm-hmm.
Here's where everybody's wrong. The Apple Vision Pro isn't to be compared to the iPhone. The Vision Pro should be compared to the very first Mac.
You
know what the first Mac started at, John?
Like $3,000, wasn't it?
$2,500.
Oh, yikes,
starting price in 1980s.
That's like
that is like
$1,000 today,
right? Who makes the best computer in the world this much later? Now, does the MacBook Pro Space Black look anything like the first Macintosh? Not even a little. Not even a little. This, and it's like it was in front of us the whole time. What is Apple calling this? The era of spatial computing.
Mm-hmm.
Not iPhone, not, the wearable. No, they called it spatial computing. It is like the Macintosh. And when you look at it that way, everything makes sense. You don't take your Mac with you everywhere right now, do you? I mean, maybe you do if you're Luke Miani, but most people don't.
Yeah.
It's a tool that you use specifically when you need to do certain things. And then it goes away. Like, you don't watch movies on your Mac when you have a TV, and you're not going to watch a movie on the subway with a laptop. You're going to watch it on your phone.
The only counter to that is like at Dub, they that's how they were showing. They were just showing these people walking around their house wearing it, like going to their fridge and getting stuff out of the fridge, still wearing Vision Pro, and like I still got questions.
I think that fits in though, because it's like it's still a tool that you're not wearing constantly, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe people will. Like, I don't know. I guess we'll see. But as soon as I looked at it that way, I got super excited again.
Yeah, that's a really good perspective shift. Like, it's not the iPhone; it's the first Mac.
Yeah,
I like that.
It's that, because if you just look at the price point, it's like, dude, I guarantee when Apple launched the Macintosh for that much money, people were like, okay, have fun, and now they make
what's
a
the
Mac Mini
alternative?
for $400.
Like, just because it's that expensive to make, is that an excuse to not make it? I don't think it is.
Exactly. So yeah. I mean, the fact that we can literally say Vision Pro is coming next month is crazy, right?
I mean, we've been talking about it since like 2017 or 2018, like something crazy.
And I still have never seen or touched it, dude.
Yeah.
Neither of you.
Neither have I. Even when you're in Apple Park, there's none like just chilling, sitting around. They got that shit locked down.
I can't say very much about
fair
things,
That's fair.
but yeah.
Not gonna put you on the spot on the show.
Yeah, please don't. All I know is that, hey, Apple, now that I'd love to touch a Vision Pro early.
Just saying.
I'd love that.
We were just talking about on the show because we have like a little notes document that we share that we put together before the show every week, and I just said before we start, like,
yeah, you did.
Every time we will just go off on a tangent and like cover nothing from the notes, and that we immediately like talking about like our personal lives and how we feel about the projects we're working on wasn't in the notes, was not scheduled.
Here's what I need you to talk about next. Your Twitter got hacked.
It sure did. Yep.
Dude, just so people know what happened, like 3 a.m.?
Yeah. I pulled like a 36-hour no sleep adventure to finish the edit of this doc.
And in the middle of that stint, I get a text. He says, "Sam, help." And listen, like John and I text quite a bit, but normally it's like we text in like little spurts, and then like I know he's busy and I'm busy doing stuff. So like and I also know like 2 a.m. my time is like 4 a.m. where he lives. Mm-hmm. So I was instantly like, oh God, this is something bad.
Yeah.
And then he just sends me a screenshot and he's like, Twitter got hacked, can't get access back. And I felt so bad for you because it was the night of the doc launching.
Yeah.
The night before.
Yeah.
Were you having a panic attack? Because I think I would have been.
At first, yeah. Like, we had ways to promote the doc, but like, obviously I was giving people a heads up on Twitter. And so what happened was I just went to open the app and it was logged out. I was like, okay, sometimes that happens, I guess, like the cache gets, I don't know. And so I go to log in and it's like, I type in my email and it's like, there's no account with that email associated. It's like, maybe I changed my email. So then I use my new email, still nothing. So then I use my username and it's like, okay, great. What's your password? And I'm like, there's my password. And it's like, incorrect. And I'm like, what? And I never got a notification. It's not like, hey, suspicious activity. Like, no one sent me an email. No one sent me a text. Nothing. And I had 2FA on for text messaging, and there was no notification of like a compromised account or anything. I just found out because I couldn't log in. And when I realized that all of my information is changed, I was like, oh, fuck. Like, this is really not good. And so I log in with the Front Page Tech, or maybe it was a Genius Bar Twitter, to go look at my Twitter to see if it had been tweeting anything suspicious. And it didn't tweet anything, but it deleted a lot. It deleted every teaser and every mention of the doc, which was odd. Like, it wasn't like this doc was going to, like, impact anybody negatively.
Yeah,
there wasn't
like
any reason to bury it. Yeah, it was so odd that they were, like, targeting the project that I'm excited about and, like, deleting the teasers and stuff. And it was just so weird, and as far as I could tell, they didn't do anything else. They didn't remove any likes. They kept all my replies. It was so odd. And then Sam, sent me a Twitter has like a support page where it's if your account has been hijacked or compromised, you can like submit your information. So I did that, and I got an automated response back from Twitter that was like, "Yep, sorry, can't help you, but you can make a new account if you'd like." And they said that because the information that I filled out that was clearly my information no longer matched the information on the account, so they were not verifying me as the owner. And so it was a catastrophe. I started tweeting from the Front Page Tech account just to get the word. It was just a bummer because, like, of course, on this day, right, that the doc is coming out, I have no way of like saying, hey, it's coming out at 5 p.m. or hey, we're about to launch it. I didn't get to tweet it or anything from the main account, and it was a bummer. But it took me maybe an hour out of editing because I was like consumed by how the fuck do I try to get Twitter back, and then when I realized there's just no way to get it back, I just kind of accepted that, went back to working on the doc. Luckily, like you retweeted stuff. Max Weinbach tweeted for me. Thank you, Max, by the way, because it was Max tweet. Shay also like reached out to people that follow him or that he knows that are engineers at Twitter. But Max tweeted and somebody from Twitter responded, and I got into DMs with them, and they were immensely helpful. All I had to do was like share my ID with them, and they just I had lost all access to the account, so they transferred the account to my email so I could get back in and create a new password and stuff.
Did you find out who did it?
No idea. No, absolutely no clue. I don't know why. I thought maybe I would get in the account and I would see like a ton of DMs. Like I can't figure out why they did that. Like they didn't do anything that would benefit. Like they didn't tweet anything that was like spammy to get money for themselves. There was no like scams like that they were trying to promote. They weren't DMing anyone. I mean, I would guess that they probably read through my DMs, but luckily I don't think there's anything on Twitter that that couldn't be leaked. Just very odd. Just a very odd thing, but very grateful for the person that got my account back. So
dude, that is just wild.
Yeah, it was so. It just of course it happened on that day. That was the biggest bummer.
I know. I felt so bad for you.
But I got back, and at the end of the day, everything worked out, and it's fine.
How did they even get your password?
No clue. The circumstances around it make no sense because not only did they get my password and get in, and by the way, the password was randomly generated. It's not something that I don't even know the password. It was in a password.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like I have to copy and paste my own password because I literally don't know it. And not only that, but there was no heads up from Twitter that, hey, suspicious login activity. Hey, log in from this location. Nothing. Absolutely zero notifications. I mean. Could it be someone that works at Twitter? I mean, I don't know. There's just like, it's just so weird. Odd. Yeah, it's so
maybe
odd.
Maybe it just was like glitched. Maybe they've just gotten rid of so many people that like.
And to delete specifically like my recent tweets about the doc, like literally there were no traces about a documentary happening on my Twitter because they deleted it. So weird. Very.
Well, I'm glad everything's good.
Yeah, and thanks for your help, and thanks for everyone that because I was tweeting from the Front Page Tech account, so thanks to people following there and keeping track there. Just odd, but at the end of the day, what can you do? It still worked out. Documentary launched, was a success. On to the next thing now.
Calling it. Doc's gonna hit $1 million.
Yeah, obviously, I completely forgot that I got hacked until you showed me my Twitter, so it must not have been that big of a deal.
Yeah. Okay, should we talk about one more thing?
Wait, do we have one more thing?
We do.
What is our one more thing?
Did you see?
Oh, yeah, I saw this. Michael Fisher.
So, yeah, YouTuber Michael Fisher.
First of all, that looks like an Apple-designed site. Looks great.
Yeah, no, the site's amazing. It's just like... Yeah,
this is a product that's just straight up fucking cute.
Yeah. It's it turns your iPhone to a BlackBerry again.
Yeah. There's like, I don't want this.
Yeah.
But like, I can clearly see who would want it, why they would want it. Like, it fills a really cute, nostalgic void.
Yeah. I was like, I totally get this. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. For audio listeners, Michael Fisher, Mr. Mobile, launched Clicks, which is a phone case, a silicone phone case, with a physical keyboard on the bottom. And it doesn't work over Bluetooth, so there's no delay or anything. It plugs directly into the port on your phone and works that way.
Yeah, I mean, it's
cute.
Yeah, no, it looks very well thought out. Like, for what it is, I'm like, sick. It reminds me of this. Go ahead.
Fuck, go ahead.
No, you go.
It's like one of those things where, like, it's just a little layer of extra love and care. Like, there are YouTubers that have launched phone cases just because. He's not. Yeah. They clearly didn't launch a phone case just because it was the lowest common denominator as a product from a tech person. Like, obviously this was an idea that he is passionate about and very thoughtful of. And so yeah, all the best to Michael Fisher. It's a really cute product. And it's just one of those things where I love to see a friend win, kind of like you said. It's a great product.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I love niche products, and it's cool. I'm definitely like, I hope their expectations are tempered for like how the market responds to this, but I love that it exists. Like, I hope that they're not like, this is gonna be the next best-selling iPhone accessory.
Yeah,
because it is a pretty niche
so
thing.
Cute.
But I'm happy
niche,
again.
Yeah, but
I love
that. Almost makes it better. Like,
things.
Especially if they know it's niche and they still made it for those niche customers.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, I mean it's I like the yellow color too. Like it's
Now,
hot.
does it
I like
send blue bubbles?
Only if you ask nicely. Yeah, and then they show that like typing with like the Notes app, it doesn't take like the keyboard doesn't take up your screen. It's cool. Fun little product. Just thought we'd. Does it light up normally?
Yeah, it does. It has and
cool.
from his testing, it doesn't impact battery life much at all.
Wow,
It's like,
that's really cool.
Yeah, it has a backlight for nighttime and stuff.
Wow, that's
Really cute.
Yeah, very cool. Congrats.
I kind of want one to try now. Like now that I'm seeing it, it's adorable.
It is very like pretty. Like they did a great job with the marketing.
Yeah, the color is so. Oh, the colors are good.
Dude, see if it was a Genius drop, he would have sent it out to all of his YouTube friends. Although I actually don't
Yellow
know if
and
Michael
blue
Fisher knows
only.
who we are, what we do.
Michael Fisher follows me. I've talked to him a lot.
Oh, I don't think.
Yeah,
I've ever talked to
Mr.
him.
Mobile's super cool.
Then again, I am kind of a hostile media figure, so
You're
I
getting
kinda
less
get it.
hostile in your old age.
I don't know. Not based off of what I heard.
What did you
But-
hear and from who?
No, nothing.
You got some tea?
Yeah, there's just a lot of people that think I am a silly little guy, and I think that's fair.
Who?
Like I understand.
I want
No,
names.
I'm not gonna say the names on the show. Dude,
Oh, like
but
we
I
haven't
know.
name dropped people on Genius Bar before.
All that matters is that I know. I
Okay.
confirm my suspicions about these people anyway, so whatever.
Interesting. Will you tell me when we
But
stop
yeah.
recording?
I already told you in the batch. You probably just forgot.
Okay, we stopped recording.
Anyway,
Who is it?
it doesn't matter. 'cause
I
that's
definitely
all
hit the
behind
stop
us.
recording button. We're not recording.
John, 2024 is the era of peace, love, more FPT docs, and me just living at Apple Park, basically. So
Living
What
in
more
Apple
could you
Park.
ask
Well,
for,
that's like
really?
you mentioned that like you were jealous of me creating renders and stuff. I was creating renders for just information that I had. You're the one that like thought a little bit bigger than that. Was like, well, what if we just brought every product to life, even if it's not like just a leak that you have?
yeah,
It's
nothing
it's
in
a,
that video was exclusive.
But it
to
adds
me.
completely,
To the renders.
adds a whole layer of context. You're not just regurgitating these rumors because anyone can read the tweets that are coming out. Anyone can read a Mac Rumors article. The value is we will bring to life what you're reading on Mac Rumors. We'll show it to you. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
And I love Mac Rumors. And I
We
love
do.
95
We're
Mac.
Mac
And I
Rumors
love, like I said, this is an era of peace and love. I'm about to hit 26. I'm growing up.
Getting old.
And I'm going to Japan tomorrow. Life is good, man. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for
Word.
the opportunity to just be breathing. So, guys, with that note,
Wow, what an
it's gonna wrap
episode.
the first episode of Genius.
First
One.
episode of
The
2024. We are just getting started.
We are.
love you.
We are. Just wait. If we are not in a physical set in person together by the end of the year,
Oh, we just quit. Give up.
yeah, I'm gonna cry. Thank you guys. Happy 2024. I hope you guys
Happy
keep your
2024.
resolutions. We love you. We want no beef with anyone in 2024. We're happy little guys.
We're the happiest of guys. We're the happiest of years. Thank you
Sorry
for
for
watching and
anyone.
listening this far.
I'm sorry to Android users. I'm sorry to.
He doesn't mean anything he's saying right now.
Yes, I do.
I can
I
see it
love
in his
it. I
eyes.
want to. If I've ever hurt you, I'm sorry and reach out and I'll make it better.
If I've ever heard.
Yeah, I don't know. Just love everybody. It's 2024.
We'll see you next week.